Malseph, let me anchor you now. I'm open.
Alright, let me see, am I in Dark Shore? Oh wow, I'm already in Dark Shore, okay. I haven't taken the portal ever since I did the quest.
Yeah, they really don't want to teleport you straight into the middle of a smoldering tree, I guess. That would be
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Wow, that I've never seen the tree after.
What's it with this way, Dark Shore? From
the
somewhere?
darkness.
After it's burnt down.
Oh, anybody else see this bot group next to it?
I don't reload your UI.
This is a DK bot group network group.
What's the current timer at?
7 minutes.
A DK
35
bot
seconds.
group, you say?
Yeah, what's his name? What's the bot's name?
The leader DK is Malseph.
Oh, who the hell's that?
Never heard of that guy before. It's weird.
Yeah, they're all named Malseph. Guild
Yeah, that's
controversy.
strange.
What the hell?
I think
That dude's crazy.
I think the right term is multi-boxer. They're not bots.
I think that guy
It's
should
probably
get banned.
hacking. Yeah.
Zone disrupting.
Yeah.
Right.
Shit lag on purpose.
I can't move.
Apparently. I just heard a plane. Did anyone else, or was that just the area?
It's outside.
Damn real life.
That must have just been, I don't know, something in the area.
I started the timer when the plane came through. Should be about 6.5 minutes.
But in seriousness, that multi-boxer's me. Not a bot group, it's a multi-boxer group.
Yeah, we don't use the term bot around here.
Unless it's an actual bot, then we do.
Even then, we just call it a botanist.
The only bots I ever found were flying around Suramar, picking flowers.
Yeah, I've seen some doing that in Hellfire before.
Oh man, dude. Back in like Cataclysm, there were these bots that flew into the dungeon entrance for like 6 hours straight, one by one. Just like all these millions of bots just kept flying on in. It was weird. Like you just
Yeah,
See
yeah.
RPGs a lot too.
I saw that actually. I saw that in Kata. It
Yeah,
was in my realm too.
They actually started doing it at Karazhan and Legion. Like, I was sitting there for 2 hours, and they came in from the same area, the same path, just all these bots. I'm like, how is that even possible? I remember I made a ticket about that in Canada, and even the GM was just like, the fuck?
Yeah, I made a ticket about the bots I saw in Hellfire. It was just weird. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they did it in Legion too, in Karazhan. I didn't even bother. I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep killing them.
You know the weirdest but also most fun bots were?
the mages that would just fall to their death in a city level 1 and spell out some gold selling website.
Oh, that was way back in the day.
Those were
Those are
awesome.
great. That was botting at its finest.
I still don't know how they did that. Like, what did they do? Like, drop them from the sky? Or I don't even know.
They had to have some sort of thing that was allowing them to walk up there.
I mean, it could have been part of that whole teleport problem they used to have back in the day. That's how bots farmed resources. They'd teleport around under the map. So they might have been just using that same program to teleport them up in the air in a pattern.
I haven't seen anybody doing any model editing in a long time. Like, do you guys remember, like, old BGs, like Warsong Gulch? People used to model edit, like, invisible collision objects that they could get out of the map and shit with the flag.
See, shit like that and those bots, that's what Blizzard needs to focus on. Not throwing shit at multi-boxers and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Hey, are Epic Battlegrounds supposed to be working right now?
I know Isle of Conquest isn't. I got in like 5 and it just auto-ported me out.
That's what's happening to me as well.
Yeah, I think Isle's broken.
Kill me quick. Kill me. We got a minute and a half on the boat. I should not have started that duel. We should probably get airborne.
I've decided that I need a reproduction, handcrafted Roman legionary helmet at some point in my life.
Good move.
Amazon probably has it.
Solid purchase.
You
want the real thing.
It's better than the sinus infection I think I'm getting.
I like the old Hollywood epics where they like literally would just, there's no special effects. They're just like, hey, let's hire the Italian army to do this for us.
30 seconds on plane.
Good.
Where is the plane?
Comes from the north.
Get airborne and get ready.
There it is.
Inbound. It's House Turtle Beach.
Oh, good. I'll get this one if this decides to lock me in quick enough.
By the way, we have reopened our branch on Kill Jaden, which apparently had a remnant force still active on it somehow. It's the lost army of ruin.
The 7th Legion of Ruin.
I see what you did there.
A rogue branch.
It is kind of unusual that that actually was a thing.
How long had it been since you logged in?
Around.
That server had not had an active presence from us since 2012. It had some maintenance in 2014. We're being engaged by baddies. They're coming in with a half-ray group coming in. That was not the most effective military decision that I have ever seen from these gentlemen.
Tricklenomics. Let's go in single file.
And they had half a ray group, and they trickled in one at a time.
So Blizzard does not want to load the game.
Trickle down honornomics.
Head back to the beach here. This is good. Buddy, where do you think you're going? It's not going to work out for you. Kiss shot from Korgath. You're going down. Go ahead and nail him.
He just caught like 4 nets.
I fucking love me some war mode. Makes me so goddamn happy.
Malseph's character with the DK Frostwalk looks terrifying.
Alright, back in 10.
That rogue is behind the boat right over here, west of Naked Turtle.
The new Archons, you're supposed to, like, people who had Archon, A-R-C-O-N, you'll find the Archon that's there. The new batch of Archons are going to be called a different name to distinguish them. They'll be Archon Maidon.
So the game, oh, it finally decided to load after 5 minutes. What the hell?
Deemed no chest for you.
Yeah, that was so weird. Really again.
I linked you some good old-fashioned Roman Legion marching, which apparently doesn't want to load his image. This is way back in the day when movies were truly epics.
The golden age of film.
That's so weird. Yeah, so it just like... Oh. Apparently whatever server I was on, the plane just appeared.
Don't let him mount back up.
I really enjoy old movies.
It's just weird. Like, I clicked on my play and it just like sat there for like 3 minutes doing nothing.
Are we still able to fly to the tree? Sorry for interrupting you. I didn't mean to do
We
that.
cannot.
No, it's okay.
No.
Talk to an NPC and go back in time and fly there, but no, you cannot go to the burning tree.
If you haven't done the quest line, you can. If you have, you can't. But you can go to Dalaran anyways. It'll port you out to the beach.
So, since that movie is pretty old, does that actually mean they hired that many extras and got Legionnaire gear for all of those extras?
In old movies, they used to have nothing but extras. You can't do that nowadays because of how much it costs.
Right. These old movies, what you see is what you get. There's no visual fuckery going on.
Well, also a lot of those extras just weren't getting paid.
No, this case it was literally the Italian army.
Yeah. So it might have given some token amount to the Italian army for using their dudes.
Mm-hmm. Spanish army too.
But then they can say, "Oh, I was in, Lawrence of Arabia or whatever."
I know when they were filming Grimm in Portland, they were like hiring extras, not and giving them like $10 per hour or something like that for a whole day of filming over here in Portland.
Yeah, the whole, gotta pay everybody sort of thing.
What movie is that even?
that Kurt Douglas? They're really small. So.
Yes.
Isn't that that would be? It's not Spartacus. Is it? Not the one where it's just about sex. That's actually a really good movie, not like the crappy series.
This mount's kind of lacking. It seems like it's just another reskin.
They're all reskins. That's why when everybody whined about the horse for the 400 mounts being a reskin, they gave a reskin as another reward. But nobody whined about that. I was like,
nice.
Why aren't you whining about that one too?
It was free.
Well, yeah, but so was the other one. And then the reskin for the 100 reputations is just a reskin of the Legion horses, and yeah, there you go. And but
yeah, the new one's not in the flying mode either.
no, what's the other one? It's for the toys, I guess. It's the blue elemental or whatever. That's just a reskin of like the shaman mount or whatever, I believe. So, yay.
A lot of the stuff people complain about is just silly. I remember the whole flying in Draenor thing.
I still don't have flying in Draenor.
All you gotta do is faction change to Horde. I was so far away on the last rep grind. I don't even remember which one it was. And I faction changed my Hunter to Horde. Draenor flying achievement.
It's pretty hard to catch up for the Legion flying if you've been gone. I still don't have that.
Oh yeah, I just came back and I was trying to do it and I was like, this is gonna just take way too long.
Yeah, it took me about a month and a half. From like just coming back to do it.
Anybody ever use a simplearmory.com website? It's kind of cool. It'll path all the mounts that you can farm, or all the pets and all that, and it gives you the fastest pathing.
I'll have to check that out.
Is it 265 or 260 it can Titan Forge up to? Because I know it can Titan Forge up to legendary quality.
I've seen 265.
Wow, 265? The highest I've seen is 255. That's ridiculous, 265.
Guy in my pug group earlier, they got a 265 two-handed mace from this shit.
Wow. That must fucking hurt.
My artifact weapons before the pre-patch were 1010, so they're pretty fucking high now still.
I'm being such a little prick in Torn Mill versus Hildbrand.
It's active right now?
Yes it is. I'm just on my rogue and I'm waiting for other Alliance rogues to come over and pick people off. And then I'm just vanishing and letting the Alliance rogue die.
I thought that was active not that long ago.
5 more days.
But they switched up the events for the week and they pushed BC time walking out 4 months and gave us another pet battle week and a brawl.
I've never been able to get into the pet battling system. I don't know why. It just bores me to hell.
It just takes too long to level one, man. It's so dumb.
The Alliance is easy to level them now. You just gotta capture skip. But once it's all about the exact pets and the right buttons to push at the right time. It's not too difficult, but yeah, it's boring. I like to do it. I like to collect the pets, but I don't like play it very much.
I only play it when I got something, when I
gonna say.
in the middle of something and we're just paused or something, you know.
Or like when there's a weekly event, like right now for it, I'll try and do them, but all I know is I need to level more different schools. I have way too many humanoid pets that are max level.
Yeah.
The shaman just phased into us.
But with the battle pets and the collecting and leveling them and getting the blue rare stuff, you just got to figure out which ones are the best to level up first.
So only 4 world quests a day, not 5?
I killed myself because I thought nobody was in combat, but someone is, so I can't master as myself yet.
Did that update we had today kind of break spy for anyone else? I'm hearing the ding, but it's not showing up until I'm out of combat where the people are.
My spy seems to work okay. But I actually haven't looked into it very much. This is the first time I've done PvP today.
Maybe it's just me.
I was expecting a new war zone this week to fight in, but I was pretty disappointed that we still have to do Darkshore.
Yeah, I was hoping we were getting Tristfeld today, or Tuesday too, but I guess they're waiting to the very last week to do that.
I think that's what the Thursday patch is for, to be honest with you.
That would be nice.
Yeah, they got a 2-hour or 3-hour downtime tomorrow morning. They're doing a midweek patch. I bet it's the first part of Lord Aeron.
Seems a little weird. Why would they release it on a Thursday? You sure they're not just doing maintenance? Because there's been CRZ issues, right?
If they don't do it on Thursday, they're gonna have to do the world quests and the cinematic part of the Lord Aeron story all in 1 week. Because they said all of that will be out before BFA launches, and this is the last maintenance week coming up. So they're either going to do it all at once, or they're giving us half Thursday during this downtime maintenance.
Well, if they do give it to us Thursday, I'll definitely be happy. I won't complain. Because I think doing large-scale world PvP in Lordaeron, or Tristful Glades rather, is going to be amazing. Because it's not very, mountainous. It's a very flat area. So you can have really big battles on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more easy to get around.
It's not as tree cluttered as well.
I'm happy that there's a pre-patch instead of them leaving us high and dry until the release date. I'm not complaining about shit.
There's always a pre-patch.
Yeah, I mean...
What I'm saying is be grateful for a pre-patch instead of nothing.
Well, if they gave us nothing, people would be losing their shit.
Yeah. People are losing their shit already of the lack of stuff.
As far as pre-patches go, it's a little lackluster, to be honest. I mean, the implementation of war mode and everything, what we're doing is great, but for the casual person who just wants to do, just new content, there's not really that much to do.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other pre-patches.
They missed a prime opportunity here. with
Probably
those
the
invasions.
worst free patch, to be honest with you. Besides the PvP.
They should have done invasions out here that created little hotspots for war mode fight over between these little planes and shit.
Yeah, which would increase your honor gained in those zones, sort of thing.
And give you another way to get rewards. And, you know, it's just something else to do. Like right now, everybody's just sitting around in either camping a quest turn in or sitting in a spot like we are between PvP or between plane drops.
4 minutes.
They did not do very much testing on this whole thing.
Yeah,
that plane should not have. That plane should not have a single path and 4 drop points. It should have multiple paths.
Hopefully,
Does it really matter?
Yeah, it's not going to matter soon.
Hopefully, the ones in BFA are a lot more random.
Yeah.
We own it anyway.
I gotta say, it might be an unpopular opinion, but in my opinion, the best pre-patch was Wrath of the Lich King.
Yes.
I had so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
People got so mad,
But
I had a
apparently,
blast.
apparently the reason why that was so awesome is because they had the United States government involved, blah, blah, blah.
What?
Because, yeah, you didn't hear about
What?
that? This whole conspiracy theory?
Yeah,
Remember,
it's all a conspiracy for a reason.
well, you know, sometimes they're always a grain of salt. So you remember the ZG bomb, right? People were intentionally killing people with the... That's essentially what it was, again.
Well, yeah, I doubt it.
They set together an amazing pre-patch to see what people would do and how they would spread it. And the CDC was all up in their servers checking their DATs.
Man, I loved spreading the plague. That was so fun. I just wanted to take over the city with zombies.
And some people loved healing people.
Yeah, I hated those people. I'm like, why do you keep freaking
Right?
dispelling my dots, you asshole?
I could not have to heal you if you'd like.
No, I
The
mean,
Care Bears were the ones that healed.
I'm referring to the
Mostly
wrath,
women.
the wrath plague thing. People kept dispelling that, and it was so annoying.
I'm gonna die. Save me.
Oh, I
Man.
mostly ran into starting zones and got all the humanoids.
But once
2
you
minutes.
once you took over the area as a zombie, oh man, that was fun.
Guys, this is like one of the oldest videos on my YouTube channel. This is from 2008. Tell me that doesn't look like a blast.
It better be less than a minute and a half long.
How to mute Skype audio?
Skype, what?
I saw. Oh, that's the wrong video. In
Oh my
Discord.
god, I hated Skype. Still hate Skype. Skype was what you used if A, you wanted to get DDoS while doing WoW RPGs, or 2, you wanted to talk to your grandma in Sweden. That's what Skype was for.
Yeah, I was just reading the. There was a thing in the ruined chat about it.
I hated Skype. And Vent. Vent was terrible.
I liked Vent.
I liked Vent until you guys got me into TeamSpeak.
Dude, Vent was so bad, you couldn't even maximize the window.
Raid call was where it was at.
I remember Vent was so bad, me and my friend would constantly be talking over each other because the delay was just...
It was horrible.
The delay was
30
terrible,
seconds.
and then you had that fucking stupid noise.
That
What
you
was that
couldn't
noise
get
again?
rid of.
Could you tell me how that noise went again?
I'm recording now.
As functionally crap as Ventrilo might have been, I still
was
have fond
free.
memories of it.
Oh yeah, it was free. It worked. I was playing Star Wars Galaxies, and I was like, "Oh man, typing sucks." I learned how to type.
Time's up.
Did half the group just phase out for anyone else? I could have sworn I saw a bunch of Ruin members just phase out.
It was a
Are you on
brand
the, are you
new
on the beach
game.
with us or not? I saw people from both raid groups.
I heard it. Where the hell did it go?
I see
Let's
the
try to
plan up
regroup
there.
on House Turtle Beach and see if we can see everyone.
Here's Bobby.
It looks like we got partially phased.
It's dropping
Ma.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, heading for Ma. I see the other ray group.
Okay, I couldn't tell. I didn't see anybody.
Is there room in the group?
In the drop group?
Yes.
Yeah, Whisper Archon Salon Storm Rage invite.
Oh, it's in Storm Rage?
No, I don't know where we are, but we're in Darkshore. I don't know what server we're attached to at the moment.
This piece of crap in Torn Mill versus South Shore is intentionally dying on our team.
I only like battlegrounds that are in the open world.
This kind of feels like it's in the open world. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's Torn Mill versus South Shore.
Yeah. You kind of get foggy.
Yeah, but it's still instance.
Get too close to the edge. Instance.
They actually
insane.
kind of remove stat template from Malseph.
Well, that's not why I dislike instance PvP.
Oh.
I just dislike it because it's instance.
It's hard to instance in 26 Malseths.
I'm so glad they removed stat templates and actually allow you to use stuff in Battlegrounds now.
What do you mean allow you to use stuff? Like, what does that mean?
Like, before you could maybe use a Goblin Glider in a flask and that was it. That was it. And you used to be able to use anything. And now you can kind of use anything again. Like, hell, you couldn't even use fucking tabards.
I'm back on the Turtle Beach, House Turtle Beach. The group of stealthers engaged. There are 3 stealthers engaging us on House Turtle Beach.
Oh, the guards one-shot you in this. Wow.
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah, I just got waxed.
They're dead. Regroup on House Turtle.
I gotta go kick some people, so I'll be back later.
Yeah, apparently the smoke is making my cable internet shittier than usual.
The smoke is interfering with your layer 1.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Smoke?
making a joke.
California.
Making a joke.
They got fires going over there again?
Yep.
Oh, they
It's
have
affecting
fire.
us
They
up
always
in
have
Oregon.
fires. We have fires in Idaho, or at least close to Idaho, that are shoving a bunch of smoke our way. But for some reason, it's disrupting stuff. The internet just being total shit today.
Ah, now the Horde are pulling all the way back behind their guards. And they're just going to turtle for 7 minutes. Oh, bastard.
That's been like the strat of the day, pull people into the guards or else you're gonna lose.
Reminds me of the old shrine of 7 stars. Or not 7 stars, whatever the Horde one was.
2 moons.
Yep, just hide behind the guards.
Well, the South Shore versus Terra Mill used to not be like that. The Prepatch just fucked up everything.
I remember the 10th anniversary one. That was... It was still instanced, but...
This was one of the buggiest. Actually, I think this was the buggiest pre-patch we've had so far.
Well, it's clear that they rushed it. I mean, if you looked at everything on the beta, like 1 month before the pre-patch, there was so much still and not done.
Yeah,
and they just rushed it out as fast as they could so that they could get it out.
Yeah, it was kind of lame. I think the expansion will work out though, so I'm not really too worried.
Why'd they push for an August release though? Isn't like November their
Normally.
Normally September is.
I mean, I only remember BC, right? That was November. Stand in line and shit to buy that.
Yup, freeze your ass off.
Yeah. The other ones I just got them electronically, so I don't remember when they happened, but I thought it was always November, and then this one's
You
August.
could always see if there's any big name releases coming out in September. That's probably why.
Yeah, it is normally November.
They might have wanted to release in the 3rd quarter, not the 4th.
Sometimes I miss buying my PC games in those comically large boxes.
Yeah. Special edition 10-pound box.
I still get the collector's editions, like the physical copy.
I'm gonna buy the collector's edition of this one.
The recent one looked kind of shit. It's just like a coin, and that's basically it.
I'm still getting it.
I saw the coin, I was like, Blizzard, you made me buy a disc again, and there's no disc in there.
Does it
There
still...
better be a. Is there at least a mouse pad since there's no
There's
art?
always, yeah, there better be, because there's always a mouse
There
pad.
isn't. There's no behind-the-scenes DVD. There's no mouse pad or anything. It's really shitty.
The mouse pad in the art book is like 50% of it.
That's like every
the art
single...
book is, the art book's replaced by the Warbringer, whatever stuff, art book.
Actually, that's like 75% of it.
Does somebody on ignore that I cannot see what this conversation about the multi-boxing is going on?
There's some dude from Darkspear being like, what are you, a cheater? And I'm like, no, I'm multi-boxing.
Yeah, see, I don't see any of that. Huh. He must be on ignore.
Is it from general chat? Did you join it?
No, I'm saying, well, maybe if he's saying it in say, I see you guys responding in say, so I assume he's in say.
Yeah, it's a Draenei mage named Xeriox Darkspear.
Why does that name sound familiar?
You probably have them ignored.
Yeah, probably. Can I actually, what is it, like /ignore to see the list or whatever?
Just press O and go to ignore tab at the top right.
Oh, well, it just gives me their Battle.net tags. That's unhelpful. Alright. Well, whatever. I'm sure this guy's on ignore because I can't see shit.
My list of idiots.
Or maybe I reported him at some point and just continued on.
Auto-ignored him.
Yeah.
So I only started playing this game at the start of Burning Crusade. Was there a pre-patch for Burning Crusade in vanilla?
Yes. Yep. They changed all the talent trees around. That was basically it. I don't remember there being
talent.
There was an event too at the gate.
Dark Portal.
Yeah, you got a tabard for it, but I for some reason got bugged out and never got my tabard.
Was it the Tabard of the Argent Dawn?
No, that was a Scourge quest thing. That was when Naxxramas was released.
That was part of the Naxxramas pre-event.
Yeah. That was an interesting event.
That was so much fun. There's gear in there that's still unavailable in any other color.
The sword, the lightsaber sword.
I remember reading that like only 10% of guilds ever set foot in Naxxramas in vanilla.
It was rough, extremely rough.
Yeah, it was crazy back then. Like shit, my guild was stuck on Thaddeus forever because getting 40 people to do a charge mechanic was so hard.
Amen to that.
Man, I like Nax and the gear in Nax and just everything about DKs. that's not related at all, but I don't know, that's just my theme.
If I could do anything over again, it'd be go back and farm that tier 3 set.
When you were level 70? There were full 70
Up until
groups
before
that
they
were,
took it out.
Yeah, there were full 70 groups that were going in there and wiping because they just couldn't do mechanics.
Yep. I wish I would have farmed that set.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude,
Like how
dancing
things
in the
haven't
fire.
changed.
Dancing in the fire, so many people wiped there.
You can get the set now off the black market, but it's outrageous.
Yep.
There's gonna be a rogue south, and I'm gonna de-stack.
There's a lot of randoms here.
I have a feeling I know why you probably have this mage on ignore. She's kind of a cunt.
Yeah.
There'd be why.
This guy's totally AFK, like a dumb.
So, question with mages. I just got broken out of stealth with a mage shooting a freaking beam of light at me. I don't know what that was.
You know what I love to do to rogues is when they sap you.
Probably a trinket.
Do Gorfine's grasp and pull them in, and they're just like their head explodes. Like what? How did you pull me out of stealth?
So how does that work?
It's only a blood spec now, but Gorfine's grasp will pull everything within 15 yards to you. It used to be 20 yards, but it's 15 now. So as soon as they sap you, I just make one of my DKs do Gorfine's grasp and kill the rogue.
Yeah, it's in essence guessing exactly where they are. I used to do them a warrior all the time with Thunderclap, but also had the extended range on it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't get it in Unholy, which is my spec.
Yeah.
What's our timer?
So you just have one blood DK?
Some amount of time, apparently.
Apparently.
Who can I whisper? Arc?
Yep.
Actually, I'm all Unholy, but you know, like if I need to find a rogue, I just switch specs real quick.
So Malseph, how does placing ground effects work with multi-boxing?
Same way it works with you, but to make it easier, I just macro it to place it on the ground under me. If you do @player in brackets, they will place it on the ground instead of have you click it.
Right, so this might be a retarded thing for me to say, and might be against Blizzard's terms of service, but would there be a way of you being able to just look straight at the ground, zoom all the way out, and have some kind of, like, I don't know, ability to place a Death and Decay at an individual point on all of your different accounts? So you know how Death and Decay is like, let's say 8-yard radius. So let's say every 8 yards your cursor on each account would space out, so you could effectively have like 50 yards of Death and Decay all around you. Is that something that's possible, or is that moving towards the whole cheating thing?
I don't know, but in my opinion, that would be towards the whole cheating thing. I know as long as you're clicking the exact same spot on the screen on all of them, that's fine. But if you're spacing them out, that's probably against the rules and probably bannable.
Probably against the rules, also probably doable. In the sense that you can physically do it. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is just space all your characters out and drop it. Same thing, same effect, not a bannable thing.
Apparently, the honor trading has also been brought to Blizzard's attention. So we'll see how many of those guys get booted.
What are they doing?
So they're getting a raid group of Horde and a raid group of Alliance in Darkshore, and they let the Alliance kill the Horde kills the Alliance, and just go back and forth like that, and they're getting ridiculous amounts of honor.
So same as blood tokens, correct? Where you were getting in trouble for that?
Why didn't
Something
we
like
think of
that.
I got in trouble for that.
Because they specifically say honor trading is a bannable offense. That's why we don't do it.
Good.
So technically, it's not bannable then for the blood tokens. Killing a level 1 with a res 6 spam macro.
I'm gonna assume yes, it is. But it's a single thing. It's not like a big gigantic group, so it won't be maybe as bad. And it's not a rating thing, so they probably won't care if nobody sees it.
I didn't get banned for it. I got a warning for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
that
used
means
to
it's probably against the rules.
We did the killing of to get the 500 kills of each race.
That was technically not against the rules.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes down to mounts and ratings and honor stuff, they just don't want it. So there's a chance that all of them get banned. There's a chance that none of them get banned.
Yeah.
I hope they get their honor reset at least, because this is cheating.
Yeah,
How
the
could
honor
you
reset would be hilarious.
How could you even keep track of who's actually win honor trading? Like, I mean, really.
Because if a GM sits there, they can see that the alliance is literally casting no spells and just dying, and then they see the
Even
horde
when
casting.
both of them just try a little bit, and then the other one just tries harder. I mean,
No, they're not doing it that way. They're literally just sitting there dying.
They're being
gonna watch
stupid about
guild-
it.
They're going to watch
No.
guilds like our guilds that have both Horde and Alliance, and if they're seeing significant amounts of honor happening at the same time, and we're in the same zone, they're going to know.
Yeah.
We
Granted,
did
I
it.
don't know if these are guild groups, but they have been reported and they're being looked into. So
Who needs to cheat honor when you can just run with Rune Gaming and destroy raid groups all day?
agreed. To be honest, you can do the same thing we're doing and still get a shit ton of honor. Now, granted, some of those people have gotten up to 500 honor level already.
Yeah, they
Wow.
need an honor
That's-
reset.
That's
Apparently, there's some guy with 1,137 honor level.
Just from honor farming?
I thought it just stopped at 500
in the game.
But if they
No.
decide that shard hopping's an issue, they could reset everybody's honor here.
I
It
doubt
won't
they'd do that over
because
shard.
it wasn't something that they like. This is a 2015 post saying this. This isn't like now they're deciding this. They're not going to decide it and then reduce everybody's stuff unless it's like an actual bug exploit thing. This really isn't exploiting. This is what the whole point of getting to different servers to do different things because something isn't up. They don't have a problem with that. If
And
there's
it's
a
the same-
problem with that, it's we're like grandfathered in, and anybody after that is supposed to have the problem.
Right, and it's the same thing as, LFG. It's the same mechanic.
Shard hopping being against the rules would not make any sense at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've heard all of the arguments pro and against. I'm just saying if they decide to ban it, then if people
We're
continue
safe.
to
Then.
do it,
Yeah, if they do it after that, saying we're going to ban, then yeah. But that's something I doubt they'll ever do because then nobody will be in war mode.
Yeah,
That's
you
how
couldn't be.
there's horde groups doing what we're doing too, just not as efficiently.
Yeah.
It's only a problem if you always win, apparently.
Just came back after a good break today, and my quest log got nuked.
Why did you do that?
I didn't do it. It just came out of an invasion point, and
oh wow, what the?
all my
is
quests
too.
are gone.
Yeah, that happened to me in an invasion point earlier too. I think it's a bug with invasions right now. Just every quest I have gone.
I had fucking 900 points for the Valajar set.
I didn't even
just
go.
like a couple of resets
Put it,
away.
put it in the ticket. It's the best thing.
Ark, what is
Yeah.
going down in the Alliance lobby?
Alliance lobby.
Like just look at they're all muted and Mike muted too.
They're it's actually a Star Wars group. The Warrior 92 is running a group.
Got some Horde and Runes right now.
Interesting. Okay. I just
Morning, everybody.
People just move down there by default because it seems odd.
I think he probably moved them there as a group because some of them already had access there instead of taking them all the way on down to Star Wars, especially if those other channels were already.
Almost all of them are WoW people. I'm pretty sure Zyrene and the rest don't
Yeah, I
play.
think they're playing both games.
Yeah, I'm positive they're not.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell.
About the quest log thing, I never went into an invasion. I only came here today, and my quests are gone as well. So,
There's no way they're going to be able to fix that either.
Yeah, no, that's the worst.
Why
part
is
about
Chili
it.
dead?
Who?
We got Horde in the ruins.
Copy how many?
About 3.
Did you guys already do the Argus run?
No, I'll do it at 4.
which ruins? There's 2 ruins.
It's just this field area east of the. You do a sweep of the entire section of ruins east of the beach. They have some sort of quest line over here. So we discovered that we had a remnant branch on killed Jaden that was still functional, which is now up to 270 players in it, and there were a significant number of online. They hadn't been active for a long
We got a
time.
drop. Sorry.
Let's go ahead and follow the plane.
That's good to know.
It's on the beach.
It will be Naked Turtle Beach.
I'll get a tune over there.
Follow the trippy line of DKs.
Once this branch is squared away, we'll next do the Kel'Thuzad branch, but this was sort of an unusual circumstance. The second tier of guilds are set up. I'm going to focus on putting resources into hardware to support these new systems, because I can't have them all on this one machine. So the most important thing is to get a appropriate motherboard and processor to handle it.
Okay, that guy's dead.
Look at these guys coming in. Yeah, so war mode's going super well for those gentlemen.
Another idiot. More idiots coming in.
Half a raid group engaging you. Like, why do they think this is a good idea?
I can't take them out of disorient.
Go ahead and kill them all. They're still flying in. There's got to be half of a raid group of them.
Hey, Malseph, you were ice blocked.
I see that. I'm just standing here watching this. Like, what do they think they're doing?
I see that. Oh boy.
Oh, you beat me to it.
They're just CCing everybody. I don't understand.
Does Eye of Kilrog detect stealth?
Wow, this internet not even allowing me.
It's critically important that you put up as many cry posts about the fact that PvP just happened there, and though Malseph didn't actually use any abilities, just blame him for the fact that that strategy of coming at two at a time didn't work out.
Just his epic aura.
Malseph was in our presence as we suicided ourselves in bonsai charge style into the middle of your entire army with 20 men against 60.
Pretty sure he's cheating.
Yeah.
There's only one explanation for why that didn't work out, and it has to be Malseph.
Yeah, he was disrupting my zone.
Exploit.
Yeah, forcing lag.
Look, Ark, I'm going to ask you and your boss to put the toys away, okay? You're intentionally lagging us.
Is this Antorus going to be heroic or mythic?
This is Argus. It's just for these characters are only getting gear for their main slots. They're not getting trinkets, rings, I think necklaces, and maybe cloaks as well.
I've heard people say cloaks come out here, but I've
never seen one. Right. So for people with their alts, it's still valuable enough for them to go and do the shard runs. So that we'll do that around 4. So we'll do a few more of these. If we can find larger horde groups to eliminate between 6 and 9 p.m., I'm happy to do so. This raid group is full. Malseph, do you have spots in yours?
We have a couple.
Death, apparently.
Does anyone have the natural phase with us, or are we just going to continually be kicked out? Several people are asking to join now. I can drop most of the Archons to make some space if necessary.
Yeah, we have like 4 spots in here.
Is that even a thing where you can put toys down and lag it out?
I mean, theoretically.
Allegedly.
I've seen some QQ posts
Anyone
about
ever
that.
play Ark Survival Evolved? There's a big defense.
I gotta get ready for band practice.
Yeah, there's a defense strategy.
I'm still in the same phase. Try to invite yourself in now. I may be able to anchor. The system is so bizarre. Alright, did that work? Is that functioning for you?
Yes, it is. I'm able to see everyone.
It's a finicky
So
system.
we're actually able to use. Phased me out 5 minutes ago. Now it's letting me stick.
So about the toys thing, a couple years ago, there were the QQ posts and stuff regarding that. That was just a bunch of Horde, mainly the ones that we killed, that would just, you know, complain about that as if it did anything, if it actually happened or not.
They were complaining about banners, is what they're complaining about. The thing that was real was the yak spamming. It was back in Pandora. You could put hundreds of yaks down.
Oh yeah, I could see how that might cause some problems.
No, throwing down your guild banner is actually an intended part of the game.
Malseph, what happens if you use Army of the Dead?
Not good things.
Everybody dies.
It is not on my bar for a reason.
Yes. I have personally experienced significant consequences for pressing the button.
847 things crawl out of the ground.
Man, what were those little black minions that used to could spawn in Wrath of the Lich King?
You mean the little like plus goblins?
The little leapers things?
Yeah, yeah. You used to make you used to shape penises out of them and just leave them.
There was the oozes as well that used to cause problems.
Yeah, the blood spec used to have these little blood oozes.
That would track towards someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like little homing missiles. Those were terrible.
Now that toy thing made me think of Ark Survival Evolved though, because there's an actual defense strategy in that game where you put like 100 lights on the same switch and turn it on and it'll crash the server. So if you're ever getting attacked and gonna lose, you could just crash it. Became a bannable offense though.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it was no coincidence that a few years ago the only people complaining about Ruin or me using toys were the people that we continuously slaughtered.
Or they're desperate to figure out a reason to explain their own incompetence that didn't involve you on themselves.
I mean, are you using anything they don't specifically have access to?
No, they're not rational complaints.
Well, then fuck them.
Right, and that's what we did. So the situation was simply that, hey, something has happened to us that's obviously explainable to their own negligence. However, rather than accepting, oh, we made a bad call, or this was a wrong group composition, or any number of reasons that led to their failure, they wanted to instead say, well, Ruin is utilizing Space Neo Voodoo in order to achieve its victories, and will make all of these ridiculous claims. They had 600 people, and they're hacking the server, and they totally are doxing us, and there's probably somebody in the woods outside of my house right now clipping my internet power lines. All of those things are the reason that we lost. There's nothing to do with the fact that we blundered in high, drunk, and stupid into a pre-prepared position where they've sighted us, where they've already done all the reconnaissance. They know how many people we have. They've pre-targeted our healers, and they have built a force specifically to eliminate us. None of those things had anything to do with it. It was the voodoo. The Space Raptor Neo Jesus.
Stop looking at me, Ark.
It's creeping you out or what?
I just came to see something. Leave me alone.
Stupid horde.
Damn. I'm in a brawl and it's 70-8. Alliance winning.
If you don't have the appropriate item, you should consider doing it. Why is it so damn hard?
I'm losing 48 to 40, 49 to 85 in this one.
The guild name is Kim Jong-il Fan Club.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck Kim Jong Un. It's all about Kim Jong Il.
That's right.
That's right.
He's dead now, so everybody likes him.
The classic.
Man,
You
you guys
actually
should
worship
see general chat on Horde side. They're all bitching about you guys.
On the forums?
No, Horde side in Darkshore. I'm on Horde side. That's why I told Art to stop looking at me. Yeah, no, they're trying to make up a raid group. They're like, there's like 50 of us here. We should all just start a group. And you know, once I saw that the Alliance Assassin is being covered by Malseph and everyone else, I'm like, no.
No, you should egg them on to doing it.
You should convince them to like, hey, let's group up at this area. What does come Zergum?
You should make the group.
Just be like, yo, I scouted them. We have the numbers. We can totally do it.
Whisper me for invites.
You mean there's Alliance in war mode? That's horrible.
This isn't right. My mom did not say this was okay.
Alliance in war mode, ban them.
Your mom lies to you a lot.
They're just going to lag the server because it doesn't affect them.
Got a quick question. How much is the net?
25 Mercs of Honor.
All right.
That's what I'm working on getting right now.
I'm gonna go grab one real quick.
The net is priceless.
Stop it.
I bought one of my priests.
There's people in the trees. Why are there people in the trees?
It's called fly fishing.
They're hiding. They're hunting weapons.
Camouflage, of course.
Ruinous.
I gotta pack up my car tomorrow.
Returners.
Trip. Yuck.
Ah!
How far are you driving?
Literally 45 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Go to my parents' house to take care of their house. But I gotta
Yeah.
bring the computer, so I gotta pack all that shit.
Are you going to Mountain Home?
Nampa, but south side of Lake Lowell.
Oh.
So, yeah, pretty much. the same amount of driving, pretty much.
Are you in East Boise?
I am actually right near the hospital. In,
Oh, okay, so you're
Curtis.
close to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so by the time you get to the freeway and get all the way down there, yeah.
Yeah, but I work at
on that. Sorry.
I work at the CBO, so it's in Meridian, so it's really easy.
Yeah, just down 84.
That is Idaho talk for all of you.
That's right. Big city talk there.
I was born in Idaho Falls. That makes me a knowledgeable expert on all things Idaho.
Terrible drivers that can't merge or navigate cones.
They all drive Subarus.
Fucking
It's
Christ.
awful. We can't hear you. Your microphone's on the other side of the room.
My favorite is the like going 35 on the freeway.
Oh yeah.
Past somebody where I got on the freeway this morning, somebody's going like maybe 40, and it's 60, and I'm just like, and you're in the middle lane, you're gonna cause an effing accident, dude.
But at least people let people change lanes.
Oh yeah.
You have that advantage.
I make my own space now because they will not let you go. Speed, guys.
You ever tried driving in New York City?
Why would anyone?
Because that would be dumb. And I was in DC and I watched one drop of rain literally shut the city down. Everybody's pulled off the side of the road. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, so
Never
that was
drive
one
in
drop
New
of
York.
rain, guys.
When Southern California drivers come to Nevada, it is hilarious.
Nobody likes California drivers.
Northern California drivers are fine. It's the southern pukes that are terrible.
Northern, north of
Easy,
Sacramento.
Yes, that's Northern California.
San Francisco is a mess. No, they're not. But to be honest, nobody's a good driver. But there's different states that are worse. The Bay Bridge is the worst though in San Francisco. I don't know how many times I've gone there and they've like, oh, we've made it better, and I get there, I'm like, so you have 50 lanes that are with the toll booth thing, and they all converge into 2 within like half a mile. How is that better?
Yeah, you can keep adding more lanes to the bridge, but when it still dumps into the city, it's got to come down to 2 lanes. It doesn't make
Just
any
hoping
sense.
one day like everybody crashes and they have to shut the whole place down for like the rest of eternity. I hate that city.
I hate driving in it, but I'm fine once I'm on foot, which we always just took part.
Oh, yeah, but now it has like poop and needles on Bart.
Yeah, you just don't sit down or touch anything.
Very true. You just sit there in a bubble and you're like, please don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
Yeah, we would
It's
just
all
drive
a
to
life
Pleasanton.
bubble.
So my mom worked out in Pleasanton when she worked for AT&T.
Go down the coast, Half Moon Bay, El Granada.
Oh yeah, Half Moon Bay is always nice. Not sure about now, but it was nice when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was there, last year. It's really nice.
But then again, when I was born in Hayward, it wasn't the gigantic cesspool of shit that it is now, so...
What happened to Hayward?
Hayward.
Hayward? It's a big pile of crap. It's ghetto, man.
That dank Mexican food, though.
It's awful. It's like Vallejo. It's just, why is it even existing?
Right, Red Group 3 is open for those who need it. I'm going to put the message out in the appropriate channels. As we discussed yesterday, since some of the gear is limited, we will go for an Argonite clear to flesh out your alt with trinkets and rings, etc. Otherwise, it's kind of an oversight because I believe in the last pre-launch event, they had trinkets and rings and other items you could get. It'd be nice to put in a suggestion, just pointing out that the World Quests are not filling those slots, and it's a problem.
Might be Lord
Might be Lordaeron, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe Lordaeron will have it.
Probably more.
They just need to put statistics in so people can do testing. Otherwise, it's really not a good stress test.
Doesn't the neck like not even matter?
I don't even know what that was, but no, necks are going to be totally useless. You're going to get 1 neck, and that's all you're going to have to get. No necks drop in BFA.
Your neck is your new artifact weapon.
Correct. It actually makes a lot more sense for obvious reasons.
For all the specs, it's not just for one.
Yeah.
Right.
That was me saying stop to the hunter, the paladin, the whatever the hell was chasing me. I just want my body to leave.
Are you 140?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, that's your fault.
I feel like Holy Paladin damage really got reduced in the pre-patch.
Did you say Holy Paladin damage?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Holy Paladins are healers.
Yeah, but healers still do damage. What I'm saying is that my Resto Druid and my Resto Shaman are able to output way more damage than my Holy Paladin seems to be able to do.
Yeah, Holy Paladin is one of those ones they haven't finished yet. So they're not very good right now, including healing. So once they get fixed, we'll see what happens. That's why when people are like, oh, hey, what's the best class? Nobody knows.
All of them. None of them.
Normally, Druid Bears are pretty good tanks, but not in all situations now. Same with Warriors. Decent tanks, but not in all situations. DKs are pretty much the same.
This time, while they are doing the testing, to ensure that we have as even a playing field as possible. So basically a 210 base per all classes and all slots, so that they can play around with the specs and see what's working.
So wait, you're doing stuff to get 210 gear right now?
Mm-hmm.
And
Crate drop.
Crate drop. Okay, how do I
Go ahead.
How do I get there?
You need to turn
Whisper
on
and join us.
Yep. You need to turn on war mode, do the quest line through at least the first part, I think, and then you can be where we are. You might have to do the whole. I don't remember.
I have to do a quest line, right? Do I get the quest line from Storm?
Stormwind. You should have had it pop up on your, like, auto pop up when you logged in. If you haven't done it yet, if you've accepted it, then it.
Yeah, all of mine have auto-populated upon login.
Okay.
It's whatever quest says to go talk to the king.
For the second part.
Talk to the king, right?
As long as you're 110, you're going to get it no matter what.
Okay, I don't know if I did it already.
Get airborne, get airborne, get airborne. We've told you what to do. Go do it.
Okay.
Is heading south, is heading Ma or likely Vortex.
I feel like it goes to Vortex like 60% of the time.
We're pretty lucky this morning.
Depends on the day.
This is alright, Ma. That's going Ma.
In the beach mall day today.
Well, remember when it was first dropping, it was over, like, wherever the hell that other spot was.
I remember it used to drop at House Turtle.
Oh, this is where it spawned like 8 or 9 times in a row, and we were here when it first was out.
Remember when it used to drop at House Turtle?
You know, which happens every day.
All right, let's not get sloppy. Go ahead and do the usual perimeter. We will be doing a deployment at 4 p.m. to Argus, and we will be doing a general attempt to get you your rings and trinkets to round out your characters, after which period of time we will be going around doing a hunter-killer run looking for other phases. Part of the benefit of building a guild of this scale is that we can naturally cover most of the phases, and it generates content for us in that every player on their individual servers can report horde incursions, attacks on Stormwind or other territory, for example, and we can use the army more efficiently and having more targets. We're going to have some individuals screaming Allahu Akbar and landing in your group, trying to get the chest that they actually can't loot, but they would like to, and in their mind they think they're entitled to it. So in spite of the fact that there's a giant alliance beam of blue light over it, and they didn't take it, they're still going to try, because ants and honey.
Lots in the air if we got net guns to shoot them down.
Yeah, there's half a raid group or more in your general vicinity, so don't forget that they're here.
And also stop,
but deadly,
stop
bro.
spamming.
What?
My helicopter
All your
mom
characters
says.
losing 24 spam.
My helicopter mom says that I should win every time I participate, even if I'm not the best.
Incoming rogue.
You guys, there's plenty back.
Okay, I don't know why that's important to interrupt him for that. But let's get back to the beach. You control it. But yeah, see, that sort of behavior, we're trying to teach people to do that. I think, let me just put this out here, because I know this is going to sound super base and probably, perhaps even painfully conservative, but I just want to point out that biology is scientifically, provably, demonstrably real, and there are differences in how people behave as a result of some of the biological mechanics of hormones that have a basis often in gender. And so realistically, the way in which human beings as primates behave has a group gender component, and there are gendered behaviors which exist independently of culture. It is not something that is necessarily learned cultural behavior, and you can observe these types of behaviors in that even in isolated, uncontacted tribes of human beings who have no awareness whatsoever of other cultures, other peoples, their histories, will have some baseline behaviors that are essentially in common, and it has a lot to do with the realities of hunter-gatherer behavior. And I know this is a shock, but typically young male primates organize themselves into gangs of hunters so that they have an advantage and in fact develop language specifically to be better at doing that function, going off to hunt. And so language, appropriate technologies and weaponry that are appropriate to hunting, tools, tool making, are associated with these things. This isn't to say that women in those environments are not providing some other groups of behaviors. They are, and in fact, provably, they tend to generate more calories that are useful for sustaining the group than men who are off hunting. But the fact is that base behavior is common throughout essentially all of these hominids, all these primates, and of course Homo sapiens as well. And so what does that mean? What are the ramifications of that? What are the males in those groups doing? The answer is, well, they tend to be generating hierarchies that are merit-based. They assign roles, functions within that hunter-gatherer group. Some of the young males are not going to be suitable to whacking things with spears. They don't have the correct build for it, but they might be more dexterous, and they recognize, hey, this male in my group is better at using a bow and arrow than I am. I am bigger and able to use a spear better. I'm going to do that, and he's going to use his bow because there's an advantage for us doing that. And we recognize that we want people to merit some sort of utility, some benefit to the group when they're off doing that behavior, when they're off hunting. Does that make sense?
Are you trying to say gender is not a spectrum and men and women are not equal?
I'm saying that they're not this. I think that there are gendered behaviors which are core, which are essentially instinctual. They're not even something that you're necessarily consciously aware of, that it's instinctual base behaviors that exist independently of culture. They're not learned behavior. You're hardwired to do things. How does a bee know to be a bee? How does it know to do bee things? Is there like a bee university it goes to? Learn all the bee news and information and standards and practice of being a bee? Does it graduate from?
It's pressure from a bee society.
Yes, and then once they graduate, they get their job assigned to them for the rest of their life. I watched the movie.
All right,
and they work them to death.
So my point is that there are instinctual behaviors that you may not be aware of that are part of how you behave. And so the reality is, whether we want to accept that or not, you can see these general patterns of behavior that come out of basically a survival necessity. You need to be able to know these things regardless of whether you're consciously aware of it as an organism. You're born into the world. Many of your organs and organ systems know how to do things at an autonomous level. You don't have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about all these systems that are going on. All these behaviors and things are hardwired into you. And so my point is, whether we want to accept it or not, you have to be aware of it. And some of that behavior is not simplistic. Some of those behaviors that are hardwired in are very sophisticated and have to do with basic survival necessities. How is it that these groups of primates are just all doing these complex behaviors? And the answer is, well, it seems to be really at its base level ubiquitous to these gender groups. So you can watch documentaries on like, how do young apes behave? Where does the aggression and group hunting behavior, when and how and under what conditions do groups of young primates, as these troops go off to fight one another? Why? How do they behave when they're doing it? Like, what are the things that they are doing? Why do they sort of naturally group around specific strong males to follow them? What is going on there? They don't seem to have a language they're using that we can determine. They're just doing it instinctually, and often they're doing this out of a survival imperative. Hey, there's far too many apes in this area and not enough fruit trees, and that's not going to work out. And therefore, conflict is essentially inevitable at some point over those resources to determine territory and resource access and access to females. You see, this is sort of the David Attenborough view of it. But we can't just ignore that that's true. Whether you believe in that or not, this is just observable behavior among primates, of which we're part of that general behavioral pattern because we are also primates. So I know there's a tendency to not want to look at what people actually do and whether or not they're effective at what they do, or whether they warrant a position. And it's kind of this absurdity. Like, all right, let's hoist people into positions that they have no talent, aptitude, or interest in actually being effective at. And does that work? Can you just throw people like, shoot, we don't have enough of fill-in-the-blank special protected class doing this role? And the question should be, well, are they competent to do that? And that sounds really racist. And it's funny because we're watching these races on television, and my mother posed a question, family visiting, and it was interesting that every single one of these professional racers, they're all clearly, they look almost like they could be related. They're not just.
You mean the Kenyan runners that all come from one tribe?
Right, exactly. It's the fact of the matter it's not just any Africans. It's a very specific group of Africans who are running this particular group, and that's tough. And it's funny. Then once again, you flip over and say, all right, well, here we have. And they're doing Olympic level swimming or alpine swimming. Like there's certainly no Kenyans there. Why is that? What is it about this group of people versus that group of people that seems to give them a competitive advantage? And it chips away at the fundamental argument that no, not everyone is equal. You might have equality of opportunity, but certain groups of people are going to have an intrinsic advantage in certain areas. And why is there enormous overrepresentation? Can you really fix that? Is there any amount of affirmative action that you can provide that's going to change the fact that, hey, that group of Kenyan runners is going to just crush you? And the answer is no.
Your facts and common sense are less important than my feelings.
And so, once again, I think that what you have to recognize is that, hey, what we have to stand up for, when it's worked for us as an organization, is like we accept reality. If certain people are intrinsically good at doing certain necessary tasks, we're going to allow them to do that job. And so people will often struggle because they'll come in with this weird position, like, I, with my ego, want to be an officer. I want to feel important. I want to have some sort of status. And my response to them is, that's nice. What I want from you is what is necessary. If you want to take on a role of responsibility, demonstrate that you are responsibly capable of doing it first. Want the job? Do the job. I have people that come in every week saying, hey, I would like to be an officer running RBGs. I'm like, all right. Go win some RBGs and get back to me. And that's a shock to them, that there's some sort of relationship with expected ability to organize and run groups. And the people that end up being effective at it are often not the individuals that you'd necessarily expect. I've always had an open policy saying, like, demonstrate your ability to down the raid bosses, win the RBGs, and organize effective groups that can get the job done, and then you'll get the rank. And we've had so many prima donnas go, I think I'm a great raid leader based upon no evidence whatsoever, but in my mind, I think that's the case. And they're unable to get groups together, and despite the fact of the size of the guild, everything that's available, and all the resources and all the people, they just can't make it happen. Yet they still want the status. And we don't tolerate that. And that's one of the fundamental things that causes conflict in this guild, is that we hold people to that standard. And the people that have risen up through the ranks are the ones that demonstrate it. And I thought it's funny because in this conversation, somebody said, hey, you should do X, Y, or Z with Malice. to make sure that he's can run these groups. And I started laughing at him. It's like Malice has led campaigns independently in different games successfully as a BVP leader for the last 5 years. Like he doesn't need to be like put through the paces. He's not. You misunderstand. Like Commander Malice isn't Commander Malice because he's my friend. Commander Malice has earned his rank by paying the iron price. He has successfully led branches of this guild on different campaigns for years and has been there fighting for an enormous period of time and has demonstrated his ability to do it independently of anything I'm doing. Like I don't need people that are in desperate need of having a handheld. Like there's no question in my mind. Like, I can hand a groove off the Malice, say do X, Y, and Z, and it gets done. So it's not a problem. Or hey, Meat Muller, run this group. Why does he have the rank? Because he was running the groups before he had the rank. Malice was leading the groups and winning before he had the rank. It's a product of the fact that he was just doing what needed to be done and showing up and demonstrating ability.
I think a
and
big
you can't
problem
be as
with
shiny as my Char in Guild Wars 2 either, so don't even try.
a lot of kids. A lot of kids these days, they get that, oh, I tried my best, therefore, that's good enough. And then when they mess up, they say, I tried my best, I'll do better next time. Well, wait a second, you just told me you tried your best, but you're going to give me better next time? Like you didn't give me your best this
It's
time?
nonsensical. My point is the guild isn't what's standing between you and success.
Nope.
Nobody's going to say
it's a nicety to even have the offer to demonstrate your ability. I mean, you wouldn't get that in 90% of other guilds anyway.
The only equality you will ever have is equality of opportunity. Fundamentally, none of you are equal. You're not the same. You're not genetically. There's no such thing. Even if you're like twins at birth, you're still different. And the reality is, that's a good thing. I am not great at certain things, and I'm fully aware of that. But I'm good at other things. And ultimately, what we have to identify are problems that need to be solved and engineer appropriate solutions. Our guild is a constant process of improvement. We recognized earlier this year that, hey, you know what? It's unsustainable. We cannot stay on one server and survive like we used to. The populations are too low. Things have changed in World of Warcraft. People's interest in having a guild in this way has diminished because of Group Finder. We need to branch out in order to make sure that we have enough people to actually do the content and survive. And with the multi-server function, we have to take advantage of that. We have to essentially expand ourselves and figure out how we can run multiple guilds simultaneously in an environment successfully. And we started experimenting. We tried on Storm Rage, and we tried different things, and we worked out to see what was effective, and then we pared it down, and we edited it, and we tried it some more, and we developed a system which is literally the Archon system you say today. It was much more complicated and bloated, but now it's very simple. It's basically a welcome and get on Discord. Here's when we're running our groups. It's three things. Hi, how you doing? This is our background. Get on the Discord, and this is when we're running groups. And that's basically what people want. Simple information. This is the system that we're using to communicate while we're going off to get the loot and the resources you want. And this is our background to demonstrate that we are competent and trustworthy to deliver you the goods. Victory in battle, access to resources, the rewards you're looking for, and the ability to play the game. We're not trying to get in anyone's way. We want you to recognize, hey, don't do things that are going to get your account compromised. So you probably should follow the terms of service and code of conduct. That has nothing to do with this guild. Those are the rules. Whether you agree with them or not, you signed up for that shit, and we are completely withholden to it. Just that's it. But play the game, demonstrate your ability to be a team player. If you have natural leadership ability, want to get something off the ground, fucking do it. Nobody's be like, oh, dude, don't lead that transmog run and give people gear. Like, don't win that RBG. That's not the issue. Like, you have the infrastructure to talk to people and build teams, and if you're consistent at it, like Ancient and the rest of the Horde group has been, and as our Alliance progression team has been, I'll put up a message on the Archon system, and that will eventually be going off to 16 to 24 different guilds simultaneously, saying, like, this is our core group. These individuals are trustworthy. They have demonstrated the ability to actually lead the group that they say they're going to lead when they say they're going to lead it and get shit done. And if you're at that level, great. We want people to be aware of your group. What I don't want is some fly-by-night person, well, I want to do RBGs right now, and I want to be an officer to do it. Okay, that's nice. What evidence do I have as a responsible, guild leader that you are somebody that I should be endorsing? Why should I endorse you? What do you have to show for it? Have you demonstrated some ability that shows that you are capable and merit that position? And I don't care about the fact that you may or may not have run some RBG group 5 expansions ago or 3 patches back. Like, that's nice. I've had kids that come and be like, bruh, look at my rating in 2s from like 2014. Go ahead and nail it. That's not relevant to us. Like, we want to know if you're able to actually do something in this content today, which is now. That's how you generate actual value, is being able to provide something for people right now. Right now, in the now, we're getting crates of loot that gives everyone in this entire guild 100% access. Ma is going to be your location. Let's go lock it down. Everyone here is getting loot. Anyone can come out who's on the quest line. All you've got to do is do your job, be effective, and ensure that you're on the comms. And we're happy to have you out.
And have the correct tools. We've given you the scripts for macros and everything.
Right, and more importantly, we've earned this the hard way. They're a horde even now in this phase looking at you with little, nerd tears going down the side of their face. Oh, look at this. Our 15 guys can't take them on. And we've been spamming the group finder button as hard as we can. Our knuckles are bleeding. And yet we can't get enough randos to come in and beat them. Well, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, little Timmy, you should be in a guild instead of a group fight.
If you already have the achievement, do not click the box. Let other people do
Nobody click it. Let me get it. I need the achieve.
There's a bunch.
It's my turn. My mom said.
Yep.
I'm entitled to it.
Go to the
forum. I gotta say, Ark, I love your science lessons.
He's gating the crate.
New forum post. Rudin wouldn't let me click the box.
So all these people here have the achievement. Is that what I'm taking from that, or somebody get all click happy?
Well, Shigon got it, so somebody got it.
Real quick, we're getting achievements anyway, so we ideally should see an achievement pop up every single time. Okay, every time. By the way, we're going to do one more rotation, so that's bring us in at about 4:08. And then what we're going to do is head off to do the Argonite clear and the Greater Invasion clear for some additional gear. Please use this time to test your characters. We're trying to do the basic gear farm in the morning and then the late evening in order to get you your base level for your mains and alts, and then we'll do the trinkets and other side items. So that should get you pretty well squared away. You can play around with your PvP talents. You can test. Blizzard's going to keep hotfish and shit, so anyone's like, oh, bruh, this is 100% like the best way. Fuck you, dude. You have no idea. There's no way. It's changing. It's a moving target. You have to test it pretty much every day and see if it's working or not. You have to keep on top of the ninja changes to see whether or not it's worthwhile. And if you do that, you're going to be in good shape. But you got to come out and fight. And one thing I can't stand, it's a personal peeve of mine, something that bothers me, is that, let's just talk about this. As far as PvP is concerned, I don't want you to be that person that's always looking to the future. Like, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and then that's going to give me some, we're going to do all this planning, but they never actually show up to do anything. Like, hey, if I get all these, they're chasing the dragon. You're never going to have the perfect, ideal gear set. You're never going to have everything you need in this game or in life. You don't have the perfect army ever to go to war with. You have the army that you have. Us here right now, this is what we have right now, today, 3:53 Pacific Standard Time. I wish we had more, but we don't. I wish we had more people with better, but we don't. This is what we've got. We're doing the best we can to build the best force we can with the resources that we have available. We don't control the recruitment pool. We don't control server balance. But you know what? It's sufficient. You're winning your battles. We're doing well enough. And it doesn't matter what your arena rating is or anything else. You're doing your job here in this space. It doesn't matter how well you were 5 days ago at 3s is not necessarily relevant to the PvP. It's how you're fighting and what you're doing in this time that determines the outcome of the fights that we're getting into. So right now you're horrendously outclassing the horde that you're fighting. You're curb stomping them. But that's not something you should get complacent with. You're going to go up against organized groups that are going to put you in the dirt. We have been wiped out here. The threat is real. You do have to work for it. There are kids from these other factions staring at you in the sky. Right now, here's one flying over named Espresso. And, they're going to test you. They're trying to determine, is that a group I can take down? Can I get a group from my guild, from Group Finder to take these guys down? Right now, their determination is basically no. We have a sufficient deterrence because there's enough of us here that they don't think they have a chance at it, so they're leaving you alone. But that's the only reason. If you don't have this team out here, they will immediately take these boxes from you and they'll put you in the dirt. So that's war mode. We had a kid come in earlier today, like, I got killed over in a Ruins of Aberdeen. I'm like, all right. So I take it you were in war mode. You alone out there, buddy? The answer was yes. Do I have the forces to come there and completely curb stomp the entire zone and kill every last one of them? I do. Am I going to use that force to rescue people from their own stupidity when they go off solo in the war mode and get killed by roving bands of horde? The answer is no. Otherwise, we would be doing nothing else. Please get a group together. Get in the habit of going out with a team. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. I mean, it's fine to go out solo if you don't mind getting killed, or if you're a rogue or a druid or stealther and you can handle it. Certain classes are more effective at handling a solo environment. Great. But the higher the risk, the more likely you're going to have these outcomes, and that's not going to change in the expansion. Now, all we can do is... What's up? So I just want people to know that you should be making friends, forming squads. Use your real ID, use the channels on Discord, go out as a team, make sure you bring some healers, and you'll do much better than you will alone. And also try to be in the same zone that we're at when we're doing it. Look at that kid. Just fell down.
So I've been in the guild for a very long time. I've had rank. I've lost it because it's a meritocracy. If you're not doing this shit, you just go back to veteran. I've never once asked, hey, can we go kill all these guys because I'm out here getting camped? Never once. But I see kids join the guild and 2 days later they're asking for the whole entire guild to come out and kill some random horde that was farming them, camping them. It's weird to me.
Nah, man, I was like leveling my rogue. I'm still am, and like I got camped by like a bunch of high level horde. I didn't do shit. I just logged off, grabbed my paladin, and just killed like 3 of them with this other guy.
Also, it's really hard to get camped in this game, truly. It's honestly never happened to me. Unless I was intentionally getting camped, waiting for the group to get there because we were out there killing people in PvP.
I mean, they were like camping the quest givers, so it's like...
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
You either log off and just come back in, or just log off, grab your vein, kill them, then log back off. Turn in your quest.
Go make a Sammy.
Yeah.
I like sandwiches.
Having alts.
Dude, rogues are fun to level though. Especially if you're like playing PvP.
I just like getting taken down by 6 people, and then they sit there and laugh at you and gloat, and then like a million people come in and just gank them, and I just logged in, so that was that whole story. I wasn't just sitting there like doing nothing by myself.
Doesn't matter, you will die at some point by some horde player.
I don't care. This isn't Star Wars Galaxy's first generation Jedi where you died and your character was deleted.
Or what's it called? Diablo 3 on hardcore.
Yep.
What do you lose there?
Your character forever. It's hardcore mode. Same with D2.
Why would they even play that then?
Or getting your
It's
body
fun.
stuck in the plane of fear on EverQuest with all the mobs right at the port in.
You can also get to max level in like 10 minutes, not even.
Also, it's not hard to get leveled up. It's just hard to stay there. I've
And
never
gear
played
up.
Diablo.
It's not hard to not die in D3 on hardcore.
I
You just
struggle a
need
little
really
bit.
one good Lego and you're ready to roll.
I struggle a little bit to get to that point. I can get to max level, but getting geared up enough to be able to go out on my own, I find to be a little difficult. But it's alright. I don't have to be the best.
Ark's just chilling in front of Stormwind. I was just walking to go turn in this quest, and I just see Ark with his like horde of like war
The
bots.
Archons.
Yeah,
The fleet of Archons.
yeah. He's just chilling there. Everybody's just
AKA the
standing.
welcome party.
He phased. Oh, he's back.
There's a fate right there.
He's cheating.
Yeah, he's doing that shard hopping. That's cheating, man.
I wish they fixed shard hopping into where there was like only one shard.
That's what they promised us. Regional shards for World War Mode.
Yeah, except they can't handle like 80v80, let alone a whole shard with everybody on it.
Yeah, that'd
Yep.
be insane.
That would be amazing. Provided it didn't lag out.
By the way, is that bell in Stormwind of importance? One that rings like every 15-20 minutes?
Does it ring every 15 minutes?
Yeah, like every 15 or 20 minutes, just a bell.
Like
a
church bells ring every 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have my sound on. If it rings every 15 minutes on the 15-minute mark, then it's just a normal church bell.
What are these idiots doing?
You guys
I
have
just
a group
gripped him
going?
down.
Is there any way I could get an invite? Or
Whisper Archaeos Rex invite. Or put something in Ruin Alliance chat. I love when Art goes on his rants.
Especially when it takes him 20 minutes to say that there's a difference between boys and girls.
Right? I swear, I learned more
You
science from him
can't
than I
just say
did from any
that
teacher.
without objective proof. He covered all his bases and his own ass.
Yeah, he said that so well, honestly.
He always does.
So what is he, a scholar or professor?
Better than any professor I had.
He's the son of professors.